What's going on, YouTube? Listen up, young elder gang. This is Ted Strokes at you with another banger. Please make sure you like, subscribe, and share this video. Fam, I hope this video get at least 100,000 likes. In this video, you will find history definitions, scripture information, and best of all, what we Americans have been deprived of from the beginning. The truth, keep in mind, this content used in this video is intended for entertainment, educational, and informational purposes only. We will give you the total truth as we best understand it today. Be sure to hit that like button. Young elder gang, hit that subscribe button. If you're new to the channel, hit that bell, and don't forget to check back with us every day for new content. The year is 1863. America is at war with itself. Smoke and blood stain the land as brother fights brother across fields and towns. This is not a distant war of kings, but a brutal conflict tearing a nation in two. The chaos blurs all lines, soldier and civilian, home and battlefield. Survival and victory become the only rules. The Union Army, facing a rebellion of unprecedented scale, is lost in an ethical void. It needs a compass, a set of rules to win without losing its soul. From this need, a dark document is born, not a plea for peace, but a manual for organized violence. It seeks to impose order on chaos, to limit the horrors of war without denying its reality. This document, the Lieber Code, will cast a shadow that reaches to our own time. Francis Lieber, a German scholar scarred by war, is tasked by Lincoln to write the rules of war for the Union Army. The result, General Orders Number 100, the Lieber Code. It empowers commanders to be ruthless, but draws lines against wanton brutality. This tension between necessity and restraint defines the Code's legacy. The Lieber Code stands on two pillars: military necessity and humanity. Military necessity justifies all measures needed to win, giving the Code its brutal momentum. Humanity insists that suffering not be magnified unnecessarily, forbidding cruelty for its own sake. These principles are locked in constant struggle, the Code mediating their conflict. The Code also introduces a crucial distinction: combatants versus non-combatants. Civilians are not to be targeted intentionally, a revolutionary idea for its time. Yet, exceptions abound. Civilians may suffer if it serves military aims: property seized, towns shelled, food cut off. The civilian is safer than the soldier, but far from safe. Their fate is governed by the grim arithmetic of necessity versus mercy. The lines are drawn in sand, shifting with every battle. The Code's protections are fragile, easily swept away by the tides of war. In practice, civilians are caught in the crossfire of law and violence. The Lieber Code's dark heart lies in what it permits. Starvation is allowed. Commanders may cut off food to force surrender, even if innocents suffer. Property can be seized or destroyed if deemed necessary. Crops burned, homes occupied, bridges demolished. The civilian landscape becomes a resource for the army. Sherman's march to the sea is the Code in action, systematic destruction to break the South's will. This is not chaos but calculated devastation, sanctioned by law. The Code also strips guerrillas of protection. Irregular fighters can be executed as criminals. The line between soldier and civilian is enforced with deadly clarity. Those who blur it risk losing all rights. The Code's quest for order often means unleashing new forms of sanctioned cruelty. Civilians never read the Lieber Code, but they lived its consequences. They felt it in the loss of food, the destruction of property, the fear of occupation. Legal distinctions meant little to a family left hungry or homeless. In Georgia, towns in Sherman's path are stripped of supplies, railways torn up, survival left to the mercy of commanders. The Code turns citizens into supplicants, their fate hinging on an officer's judgment of necessity. The law, meant as a shield, often becomes a weapon. Humanity's promise feels hollow when necessity always wins. The Code's fine lines blur in the chaos of war, and civilians bear the heaviest burden. Foraging and pillaging are hard to distinguish. The powerless cannot question armed men. The tragedy, a code written in offices, enforced by frightened men, endured by the innocent. Civilians simply survive, carrying the weight of a war governed by rules they never knew. The Lieber Code's legacy did not end with the Civil War. Its principles, necessity, humanity, distinction, became the foundation of modern international law. The Hague and Geneva Conventions are its direct descendants, elevating Lieber's ideas to global consensus. Rules protecting prisoners, the wounded, and civilians all trace back to the Code. Yet, some of its harshest permissions, like starving civilians, are now war crimes. The world has shifted, giving greater weight to humanity. The Code's lines were only a first draft, not the final word. Its logic echoes in unexpected places, like the RICO Act's focus on collective guilt. The treatment of the Confederacy as a hostile entity foreshadows modern legal strategies. The Lieber Code's influence is both profound and unsettling. Today the canons are silent, but the Lieber Code's shadow remains. Its logic shapes how nations wage war, from Pentagon war rooms to international courts. The central dilemma, necessity versus humanity, still haunts every military decision. Drone strikes, collateral damage, rules of engagement, all echo Lieber's agonizing calculations. The Code reminds us that law is often a tool of power, written by victors to serve their needs. It teaches us to question who writes the rules and for whose benefit. The law can be a shield or a sword disguised as one. The Code is a paradox, a noble effort to restrain war, and a license to wage it brutally. It systematized the inhuman, reflecting the contradictions of a humane war. The ghost of the Lieber Code haunts us because it is so rational, so human, and so darkly honest. In its mirror, we see our own struggle with the monster of war.